Boxing King Media in association with the Riyadh season. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Frank Warren at a private lunch today. I want to thank you first of all for inviting us. It's a pleasure and an honour, and what a lovely lunch it was.
It's a pleasure for you to come along. You're a very important part of the scene, and we appreciate all you do.
That means a lot coming from you, sir. Want to start off with, obviously we're here for the 5v5. We've spoken about some of the fights, but one of the big stories yesterday was the whole openness of His Excellency to work with TALKSPORT and welcome them to the kingdom. Obviously we've seen a lot of back and forward over the months with regards to the atmosphere and stuff that you've always challenged. What do you think it kind of shows, the fact that he's willing to put all that aside, His Excellency, and still invite TALKSPORT and Simon Jordan personally to Saudi Arabia?
I think that, to see what it's all about, rather than keep making these comments and these saying these things that they've said without being here. You've been to the fights here. Have there been atmosphere?
100%.
Well, there you go. You're here. You've seen it.
What do you think with regards to some of the stuff? We've had some videos out yesterday, and I think Eddie Hearn, stuck the shoe in with Simon and said that he effing melted with the call with His Excellency, and Simon's responded to that since and basically said there's the truth and then there's what Eddie Hearn says, and he also suggested that you guys couldn't make big fights before and it's only happening now because you're working for HE.
Who's working for him?
He was referring to yourself and Eddie Hearn.
We're not working for anybody. We are working as partners in this to make it happen. You can't resist it. 1 minute they're criticising fights don't get made. Now it's going the other way. The facts of the matter is, what has happened out here has been good, and now we're in a position where His Excellency's reached out and said, look, come on you guys, come and see it, instead of keep making these criticisms, which he's even making another one now. I mean, he needs to go back and listen to some of the things that he actually said over that period of time. And some of the things I know did cause offence. But that's how it is. I'm not going to dwell on what Simon Jordan says or Jim White or any of them, because at the end of the day it means shit to me. I don't give a monkeys. I will not change my opinion of one thing that I said to him concerning Tyson Fury. Not one thing. So that's from me. So that's where we are. And if you don't like it, it's too bad, because I don't like what he says about Tyson. When he says it's the first time in his life he's ever had any adversity, that now he's got to come back for it and show what he is. How dare he? The fights he had with Deontay Wilder, getting off the floor, that last round of the first fight, that third fight, what he did there, the fight at the last on the 18th of May, how he survived that 9th round, all what he gave, and you're saying he's now got to show he can come back from adversity. He's done that, and he's done that in his personal life as well. God forbid he got in a position like that and see whether he could do the same thing from being suicidal and so forth. But you know what? It is what it is. I don't want to dwell on them because it's all negative. It's all negative and it's all trying to score points. I'm not trying to score points. I have no interest in scoring points against them. I take exception that a fighting man like Tyson Fury, who gets in the ring and gives everything in every fight, doesn't leave a thing behind in the ring that anyone should question whether he's ever faced adversity before. And anybody who says that he does don't know shit about boxing.
Fair point there, Frank. There's no denying the TALKSPORT numbers that they bring are the way better than anyone that can obviously does the whole YouTube scene. If there's an issue with regards
to controversy, it's controversy, that's what it is. And their opinion, they're not experts, they give an opinion. It's a show with two guys on who have an opinion. All these shows are, they have an opinion, and they're entitled to their opinion, and we're entitled to our opinion. Because they're a radio show, they get last word. Because once you come off, they then make whatever comment. But you know what? My life don't revolve around TALKSPORT or any radio station. I've been doing this too long, before TALKSPORT was even in being. I know what I'm doing. I know what I do personally. I know what His Excellency brings to the party, which brings in the Riyadh season and the finances that enable us to make some of these fights happen, these big fights happen, and enable this 5x5, and got Eddie and I working together and making big shows happen around the world. It's brilliant. It's brilliant we should do that. And that is what I said back in October. This is going to be a game changer. It has been a game changer. and that should have been embraced after that fight. Even that fight with Tyson and Ngannou, it's a crap match. It shouldn't be happening. It was dreadful, and it was a good fight. It was a dramatic fight. They couldn't even afterwards say it was a good fight. It was a dramatic fight to watch. Couldn't even say that. But it's gone now. That's all done. Those bridges have been sorted out. I mean, I've had shows broadcast on TALKSPORT. You know, I've done shows with them since all this stuff's happened. I deal with Liam, who's the boss there, who's a really good guy, and he gets it, and we all know what it is. But at the end of the day, they're coming. Well, I think Jim's coming over the weekend, and he'll see for himself what this is all about here. He'll meet people, and he can then make an informed opinion rather than something from a distance where you don't know what's going on. That's what he's saying. Come over here, meet us, see what it's all about. You're saying all these things. You're wrong. Come and see for yourself. Don't make this thing. You know, it's very easy to be because you're, you know, you don't particularly like Tyson Fury and you're saying whatever you want to say about him. That should not, if you are really being honest about what you do in sport, because you don't like someone, that shouldn't say, oh, I don't like him, oh, he got beat, and now he's got to prove himself, or he's nothing, or he's never been in a fight. That's a nonsense. That's a nonsense. And, I mean, we're spending too much time speaking about it. The most important thing is that's done and dusted. Me, you know, they're another radio outlet. They're important radio outlet. Get that. So's Radio 5 Sport. So's TV companies that we deal with. So you. So everybody. We all show everybody respect. We all value people having their opinions, and they can give their opinions, but they should be. You can have opinion, but sometimes it's not an informed opinion, and that's the difference. And you get an informed opinion by actually being on the ground and seeing what's going on. You've been out there. What do you think about out there? Which I asked you, has there been atmosphere? Have there been great fights?
Yep. Well, I'll give you the best example. Dominic Ingle came to the Fury Usyk fight. He's never been to Saudi Arabia, and he said it was one of the best experiences ever had at a big fight show. He felt safe. There was no violence, mainly because there was no alcohol, and he felt the atmosphere was amazing and the production was amazing.
Well, it's maybe alcohol, but the other side of it is its consequences. You know, the people live their law-abiding. You feel safe here. You can walk at the streets at night. I mean, it's a very young population. It's a great place, and you know, it's opened my eyes up in a big way, because you know you have this vision of what it is till you get here. Anyway, that's another thing. But the fights, we're now sitting in the capital of world boxing. This is where it's happening. Everything emanates from here, and it's brilliant, and it's fabulous to be part of it. And we're all working together to make it happen. We are working as a team to make this happen, under the banner of the chairman of the Riyadh season, His Excellency, who has got the budgets to make this happen, and the vision, because he's a major boxing fan, to make it happen.
Indeed he is. And talking of that, he's made Fury Usyk 2. The main question, why is it 7 months away, and why not like 4 or 5 months? I
understand. Not Tyson. I think Usyk had an injury, so I understand. Plus, they've been in training camp for nearly 7 months, 6-7 months. A couple of weeks break when Tyson got a cut eye. That's a long time, and it was a tough, grueling fight. It was an epic fight, the best fight of the 21st century, heavyweight fight of the 21st century, most meaningful fight. And at the end of the day, that fight took a lot out of both of them. And they need to recuperate. They need to spend some time with their family. They need to switch off after those long training camps and get back into action. They'll probably go back in the gym sometime in October, late September. Have a nice break in between. If it had gone on before that, I don't think we'd have got the best out of them. And this way, you will get the best out of them. It'll be a bigger and a better fight. You know why? Because they know each other now. They've shared that ring together.
There's been a lot of criticism about the corner work. You know, Peter Fury did an interview the other day, and he mentioned it as well, about too many voices. Do you think there'll be any changes with regards to the training team, or do you think he'll stick with the people he's got?
Look, I think both sides will make adjustments, because they will be looking to learn from their experiences of the last fight. And what will be, will be. They will work that out, but both camps will work that out.
Anthony Yarde, I just want to quickly talk about him. Obviously, you've been with him from day one. You've had a great journey together. Where do you think it all went wrong?
Where do you think it went wrong? I think it went wrong with the advice that he's had. I think that's where it's gone wrong. But look, I love him dearly. I enjoy promoting him. I just feel that where we are now, we shouldn't be. It doesn't make any sense to me, but we are. And talk of him withdrawing from this purse bid now, from the Boatsy fight, is madness. I don't see that. He's been given 72 hours to confirm whether he's going to fight or not. His managers told me, or said originally, and he'd done an interview, I think, how much money he thinks it's worth. Goes to purse bids, it's worth whatever the highest bid is. It's the most honest form of what it's going to be worth, that fight. They may be right, they may be wrong. I've got my opinion what the fight will go for if they participate with it. And the fact of the matter is, we've offered him his biggest purses for fights that his management's not accepted. For fighting Callum Smith, to fight Bivol. All these things were offered. And for me, it's a great shame we are where we are. I can't change it. And I'm very, very disappointed with the management, to say the least. That's to say the least. I'm very disappointed where this has gone. And I'm, to Anthony, if I see him now, I'd hug him. I don't want to fall out with him in any way, even if we don't work together anymore. We obviously got contractual issues, but even if we don't work together anymore, whatever happens, I would wish him the best. But the fact of the matter is, we have a position, and we're going to stand by the position we have. And the fact is that he should step back and look at this properly, not be listening to some of the stuff that he's being told, certainly by, I don't know how true it is, some of the people who understand are advising his team, who I wouldn't let them look after a newspaper pitch. But look, that's their we are. Some of this is irreparable for me. With Anthony it isn't, but with the other side of him, that is irreparable to me. I can't tell you how supportive I was to his management team in a big, big way when they were getting serious criticisms. And I've supported him and supported him and supported him. And I can't tell you how disappointed I am. But you know what? That's dead in the water. That's gone.
Short answer, 2 free agents, Jack Catterall, Chris Eubank Jr. have been made aware that they're both free agents. Any interest in either of them?
I didn't know Jack was a free agent. I thought he was.
That's what's been reported.
Oh, really? I have no idea. If they're free agents, they're free agents, but to both of them, and let's see what happens. I was unaware of that.
Mr. Frank Warren, as always, appreciate your time and look forward to a great week ahead.
Pleasure, young man, as well.